The cloud. All right, everybody, welcome to Dreamstruck. First Dreamstruck for October. It's October 4th, and tonight we are talking about holiday jingle jangle and all the stuff, I think, right? Is that what it's called? Yeah, holiday jingle and mingle. My bad. Jingle and jangle sounds way better. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Welcome. If this is your first time joining us, drop a hello. Let us know where you're watching from. And then if you are watching the replay, make sure you type replay so that way we know you're watching the replay later. And well, actually, I guess you don't type anything if you watch it on YouTube. Never mind. Well, yeah, you can put it in the comments. It doesn't matter. Okay, so tonight we're going to talk about how to boost your holiday things. So a lot of times people are always asking me, I do some fairs and shows, I do events. And everyone asks me, how do you get them? And so I'm going to give you guys a couple of tips tonight on how to find some holiday markets. So we're in the holiday show season right now. And a lot of you guys could, the best way I think is to Google festivals in your area, Google Christmas shows in your area. Some of the major shows, they took applications earlier in the year. But I want to stress to you that finding churches that are having little holiday bazaars, schools that are having a weekend event to support the school is probably one of the best ways for you guys to get your name out there in your area. I really truly believe that some of the smaller shows are better because they're a little bit slower. You have time to talk to people. You have time to meet people, and especially if they're in your area. So one of the things you can do is, of course, Google. There's festival.net, I believe, that shows a lot of festivals. There's, and you can also, you'll know if you've been in the area, some of the shows that are happening. So you can actually, if you can't get into it this year, what you can do is go to them this year and spend that time asking the vendors, are there any other shows that you guys do, and getting tips and tricks from people that are there, finding out who's in charge of that event so you can get in next year. So it's all about making contacts, because I know that a lot of the shows that I am in, I was actually referred by someone else, someone else saw me at this event, asked me to be in their event. And so, that I think is one of the best ways to do it. I'm going to do my kids' school's Christmas bazaar this year. And if you can't find lots of events, guess what? You can have your own. You can have your own open houses. And we have some people that are going to touch on that tonight. You can get a bunch of other vendors together and do a clubhouse and do other people like from other companies and have a little mixed vendor blender, I think is what we used to call them. And so you can do a lot of things. So think outside the box. What can I do? I know we have a friend who she does her house in Christmas trees, and she invites people over from other companies, and they do this big, huge Christmas thing. It's like the biggest thing on the planet. And they do so well. So she sells Scentsy, and then everyone comes in, and she's got someone who sells clothes and someone who sells I don't know, she has tons of vendors. Her house is completely packed for all day with people coming and going. And they all come also to see her Christmas trees because she's really good at decorating Christmas trees. And so you can come up with other things. Sherry, did you have a question? I see you have your hand raised, or was that an accident?
Sorry. Yeah.
You're just saying hi. Okay, good. Yeah. I'm going to lower your hand.
Yeah.
Thanks, Sherry. Okay, so I know that Emily does a lot of vendor events, and so she's going to touch on her ideas and some of the thoughts that she has tonight.
Hi, everybody. Yeah, so this is my busy time of year. I do quite a number in the summer. My two larger ones, which are still small scale, like compared to what Carol does. Like Carol travels from Idaho to Texas to do big fairs, but the ones we're talking about tonight are some of the little like market ones, the ones that are set up for maybe a weekend or just a few hours on a Saturday. And they're really great because especially if you're someone who's maybe just starting Scentsy, you're getting your feet wet. Maybe you don't have a lot of product on hand. Maybe there's not a lot of room in your budget to spend to get a spot at an event. So these are really nice. Most of the ones that I do here locally, I don't spend more than $50 to set up a table. In fact, the one group that I sort of partner with, they're not like a for-profit. They are just part of they work in the city. And so the city does like 3 or 4, it's actually a village because it's a small village, but the village puts on like 3 or 4 sort of big events a year, but there's like 1,500 people that live in the village. So that village and the surrounding villages around that area all come. And so they always end up being really big because there's not a whole lot else to do. But I pay like $12 to pitch my tent there. I have a 10 by 10 tent. I've got 2 6-foot tables to 4-foot table. I set it up as a horseshoe. I bring my stuff. I can set up and tear down in 30 minutes. So 30 minutes to set up, 30 minutes to tear down. I've kind of got it down to a science. But yeah, they're not overly expensive. I'm willing to also drive a little bit. So sometimes if you can't find something in your immediate area, be willing to drive, say 20, 30 minutes and, kind of gauge that way. Because again, like Carol was saying, as you make contacts at some of these events, you'll learn from other vendors about other events in different locations. Like I've met a lot of people at the ones that I do. And they tell me, oh, do you do the one out in Spencerville, or do you do the one out in Lombardy or whatever? I'm like, no, I've never heard of these ones. And they're like, oh, well, you got to come out to the next one. And then they give me the person's event info. Or actually what happened to me just recently was the lady that I was talking to about setting up at this next winter market that we have, she was telling me that her Scentsy consultant actually passed away, and so she needed someone to fill it. And so she said, I know that you've been doing Delta for a long time, and I want to invite you to come and do this one. So I said, oh, absolutely, I'd love to be there, as long as it doesn't conflict with my, the ones I do every year. I try to remain loyal, because that loyalty means something. When you go back year after year, you sort of become sort of a staple. And so like Carol said, you've got the referrals that usually happen, and it just comes from being consistent. So don't give up. If you check the events area, and that's changed a lot over the years with Facebook, but if you go into the events area of Facebook, you'll see whatever businesses or nonprofits are doing different events sort of in your area. So if they allow for vendors and crafters, reach out, and don't assume that just because a local area craft fair, just because they're saying looking for crafters, ask them if they'll accept direct sales. Some will, some won't, but you won't know unless you ask. So if you don't ask, the answer is definitely no, but who knows, you might get lucky and might be able to get into one. And so what's nice about these is that, like Carol was saying, you get in, they're slower, you get time to connect with people, make some relationships. You're not just there to sling product, you're trying to get contact information, you're looking to help people find what they're looking for. I often have found, especially this year, I don't know what it was about this year, but I had a lot of people looking for very particular things, whether it was like a scent that had discontinued or looking for a certain warmer. And so what I did was I was able to collect their contact information. Then I went to work and I looked to see what I could try to find, so I could earn their loyalty by helping them find something that they were looking for. And then, we keep that dialogue going even after the show's over. But yeah, one thing that I really, really love about my markets is that they don't take up too much of my time, and I don't have to worry about having a ton of inventory because I don't have a place to store it. So I can just sell a few $100s in a few hours, and that's good money for me. So that's what I like to do. Did I touch on everything?
Mm-hmm. Yes. And we had some people asking, what are some must-haves for setups? So that must-haves for setups. So when we talk about, I mean, when we're talking about little setups, it's very easy to make a 6-foot table look full. And so you don't need a lot of things. You can take warmers that literally that you have at home, bring them to display. You can sell them if you want. I know people that do that. They will clean them up and sell them and buy new, use that money to buy new stuff because we have a lifetime warranty. So they give them a new light bulb and then they sell the warmers they have in their home because they want to get rid of them and buy new ones. So, but you can have a basket of bars. I tell people take bars, light bulbs, fragrance flowers, and a few warmers. You don't need a lot of things because fragrant flowers are great gifts. If you have some buddies, I sell a lot of buddies. I sell a lot of Disney buddies. So, if you have some buddies, but literally bring what you have, because also these smaller shows, what you can do is just do information. You can get one of those wheels on Amazon and have them spin to win, and you can work on booking parties and getting people to sign up and getting your information out there. So not all events are for sales. And in fact, when I first started Scentsy, which was eons and eons ago, I didn't sell hardly anything in an event because I spent the whole time telling people what a wickless candle was. And so at my events, all of my focus was to get people to join. And I would want 5 to 7 people to join in an event. I mean, that was my goal. I didn't care if I sold anything at all. And so you've got to decide which one, so no sales is okay, or smaller sales are all right. But you don't have to have a lot of things. People will buy what you have. And if they want something you don't have, then you can order it for them, especially if you're local. And then you can say, no shipping, I'll deliver that to you, as soon as I get it and stuff. But Debbie had some points on some shows too. So she does a lot of events as well. Debbie.
Hi guys. Yeah, I am. I love events, and I didn't hear this mentioned, but I do a lot of fundraising events, and fundraising events are held in places like utility companies or hospitals and places like that nobody ever think about. And normally what they do is the auxiliary. It's usually the volunteer department. They are kind of separate from the actual, a lot of times they are not even connected to the place that they are held in. So it's usually auxiliary, and you usually give like 25 or 20% back of your profit, not commission, profit back to the organization. And we worked one last week, and Kathy and I, we could barely keep up. People were buying out of our bags. We got there like 6 o'clock in the morning, and they were just like attacking us almost. Like we could barely, and the same thing when we were breaking down. So some of the things we sold the most, room sprays. They were buying room sprays like crazy. Just almost sold out of my room sprays. And I even have a sign there because I want them to know that these are not testers, because people will spray your stuff. So make sure they don't spray your stuff. So I have a sign there saying, these are not testers. And I try to have the bars nearby so they can smell the bars, so they can know what scents go with that. Are you the testers? Now, I'll tell you something else they were buying a lot of, and that's oils for the diffusers. Now, we always have a diffuser. Make sure you have a diffuser. If you just have one, I always have 3 because I work big events, because the diffusers draw people to your space, because people like the changing color option. So we sold 2 diffusers and a lot of oils. People are really buying the oils because they're getting into diffusers. So make sure you're starting to have those things. But if you're doing small ones, just take what you have. You can build to that point. But a little bit of everything we sold. Of course, bar is going to be always, and bulbs. We recommend bulbs. Whenever somebody buy a warmer, I always say, get your bulbs. Always, always. Make recommendations. Like when people walk up there and they always ask how much the bars cost, I always say buy 5, get 1 free, because they always like to hear the word free, so they buy more. So this is a way to boost your sales. Like if somebody comes to the bars, and I always ask them, do you have a Scentsy warmer? Well, I have a warmer. Where'd you get it from? I got it from the store. That's not Scentsy. So make sure you have those conversations with people to make sure they have a Scentsy warmer, to try to convince them to buy a Scentsy warmer, and talk about the benefits of having one. Like it comes with a lifetime warranty, stuff like that. So, and I'll tell you, when I first started Scentsy, of course, I didn't have money to book events. I used to go to hair salons, barbershops, car dealerships. Those are places that you can go. You don't have to pay any money. Now, because people know I work events, I get a lot of referrals. Like right now, I'm having to say no to some of the events and pass them to my team members because this time of the year we're flooded with offers to work events. And I'm starting to try to, I can only do so much. I got some this week, almost every day this month, I got stuff going on. So this is a great time to find events. They're out there. Any questions?
I think it's good. Okay. All right. So, oops, I don't know what happened there. Okay. Thanks, Debbie. And then Amber does also some pop-up events, and she does cash and carry home party like closer to Christmas. So Amber's going to share her little things. We're hoping that everything works out here. She was having a little slow internet. If nothing else, we'll turn off our video and then we can hear her at least. So, are you still frozen? Now, you might have to turn your video back off. It's like a robotic.
Okay. So is it working?
Is she robotic for you guys? I think she's still a robot.
I don't think it's working.
No.
Yeah, her service is really bad.
I think it's just your service is bad tonight, Amber. Well, shoot. Well, we'll have to have her come back and share another time. With darn internet. Sometimes, she does sound like Gage.
Okay, so I turned my Wi-Fi.
Oh,
I
there
turned
you
my
are.
Wi-Fi on. Is that better?
Yes, that's way better. Go ahead.
Well, I don't trust my Wi-Fi, so y'all will have to stop me if it gets bad, okay? Video good? Okay, cool. So please interrupt me if it gets bad because, like I said, I don't trust it. Anyway, I like to do pop-up events close to Christmas. I love to make gift sets, simple gift sets. I'm not frilly, but going to workplaces on their lunch hour or at closing time when they're getting off has worked out really well for me. And like I had someone actually message me today asking if I could do like a trunk or treat because I have a small SUV. So I literally sell it out of the back of my car. I know that sounds janky, but I make it look super nice. And they just walk up and cash and carry and they wipe me out. They always wipe me out of gift sets, especially close to the holidays, because everyone needs those $5, $10, $15, $20 grab and go things. So that's been working out really well for me. And then I did have a host one year who wanted to do a home party for Christmas. And I was like, girl, we are not going to have time to get stuff in for Christmas. But then I realized I had all this stuff at home that I just, kind of needed to get rid of. So I had the epiphany, let me just bring my stuff. Your guests can just buy from that. If they want to place orders, that's fine. And so the way I made the host rewards work was I just used the money brought in from the party to place an order to replenish my stock. And then she was able to get her host rewards. I hope that makes sense. So what questions do y'all have about those two things?
I don't.
And it worked.
Oh, yeah, you did a really good job. I don't see any questions, but I do want to add to that. So Debbie commented on it, and so did Amber there. So my friends and I would do gift baskets, and we would go to tire shops. We would go to shops where car dealerships where primarily there were men working closer to Christmas time, and say, if you guys need a gift for your wife, y'all, we've got these together, and you can have them already done up in the back of your car, laid out and looking nice. And the guys will buy them because, they're last minute shoppers. And so it's really a good idea for you guys to set up some gift bundles, have things already done, and let them buy that. And, really nice. So the body line, you do like a moisture medley with a soak. Is a really great gift for a guy to buy for his wife. You can do room sprays and a warmer and bars and just having it look nice. We will get you guys some examples. I don't have any done yet, but I know that we collectively have a bunch of examples. So we'll get those done in our chat, and then we'll post those later after the event. But anybody have any questions so far on, and I know Teresa was going to share something, but I think she is not where she can share. Hot seller, Amber said hot seller last year was a room spray with an ornament from the dollar store, Dollar General. Pinterest has a lot of great ideas too, and you can just literally replace any product with ours. So if you go on and look, there are a ton of those. And I do hit the Dollar Tree. The Dollar Tree has some of the cutest stuff when it comes for Christmas time. Ornaments, they have things that you can add on to all of your packaging. You can go buy an ornament for $1 and put it on there. You can go to Walmart and buy the glittery snowflakes and add some ribbon to that on the outside of your package, and it makes it look totally amazing for such a very inexpensive price point. And it won't cut, doesn't break an arm and a leg kind of thing. So there are so many ideas, but it's seriously, you can take counter clean and wrap a ribbon around it and put an ornament on it and people will buy it. So just know that people like things that are already done. I'll tell you, the mini fan and pods are probably one of the best sellers for any age group. Teenagers, you put those in a cute little container, like you can find buckets and cups and stuff at the Dollar Tree, and you can, well, now it's $1.25. You're right. Forget about the price increase. But if you are going to do massive ones, like if you're going to offer some gift bundles to your customers, if you order online at thedollartree.com, some of the things you can get them back to $1 if you order like 24. So, or order their case. So that might, and I don't have a Dollar General, so I don't even know what that is. I mean, is it a good store? Maybe we need one of those. But you can also shop the clearance section for deals right now. Also, whenever we have flash sales, order some things that you can make gift bundles with, even if that scent's not available anymore. But if you have the room spray, cleaning bundles, also really great. People just love to buy things that are already done, that doesn't require any thinking, and that they know what the bottom dollar price is. So I find if you put a price tag on it and it tells them the final price, that's all they really want to know, guys. They just want to know, how much is it? This is cute and I want to buy it. Here's my card. So don't worry about, don't overthink things. And this, there are, oh yeah, there's cute Halloween buckets right now. In fact, I just saw some pictures of somebody doing all the $17 bundles, the wall fan and the pods in a Halloween bucket, doing the $15 buddies and the $25 mystery buddies in a bucket, in a Halloween bucket with some candy, and doing boo buckets for people and setting the price at 25 or 30 or 20, whatever, and so you guys can offer all of those kind of things. All you got to do is get a couple buckets and put some stuff in there. And so I'm pretty sure we will come up with, we'll grab some photos and we'll be posting those coming up. All right. Couple things just to touch on before we finish up tonight is that we have a lot of things coming up in October. We have 4 retro warmers coming back. We do not know the prices of those yet, but they are coming back. We have I'm pretty sure we have another LTO that's coming out. Anybody have the, whatever? I haven't even looked at the planning in advance, but we definitely need to kind of touch on, there's a lot of things in store this month. And so what I find that's super important is for me to grab a calendar and to write everything out, so I kind of have an idea of what's happening. With Halloween coming up, it's also a great time to make samples for adults that come and trick or treat at your home with your business card, and you can hand those out and give candy to the kids. And for Halloween, you guys can hand out things for the adults, samples and stuff to get your name out to all. Or if you go and take your kids trick-or-treating, I think it's super fun to walk up while the kids are getting the candy from the house. I hand the people that live at the house something, so then they get a treat as well, instead of just giving it out. But there are so many opportunities for you guys, for people getting together. Oh yeah, there's something that wasn't coming out that might be, that has a key. Yeah, I've been seeing that post everywhere. There's something exciting coming. I don't even know what it is. So I'll be excited to know as soon as everyone else does as well. But we have I'm telling you guys, there's so many things coming out with Scentsy, and there's going to be a great fall season. You can have turkey trots. I mean, I am of the firm belief that once Labor Day hits, the rest of the year is gone. It goes by so quickly. So we're already in October. I'm not exactly sure where September went. I mean, I know it went, it went super fast. And so now we're already into October. Halloween's going to be here. Then it's Thanksgiving and Christmas. So I was watching the news yesterday, and I think they said 28 days to Halloween, 53 to Thanksgiving, and 83 days until Christmas. And it's just so fast. And so the end of the year is going to be here. And if you don't sit down and kind of plan out some things on your calendar, you're going to miss opportunities to market to your customers. And so I know September was 3 days long. That is no kidding. I swear it went by so quickly. October is going to be exactly the same. I will tell you right now what's fun to see. I'll show you my calendar, my big, oh shoot, I can't. Let me see if I can get, no, I can't. My big calendar is still on, oh, there we go. It's still on August, you guys. I was literally gone all of September. Okay. I need to get now to, I've got to rip off two. Here's how busy my September was. And then, and now I'm here, right? And now it's October, and I've got to get my shiz together. Okay. I really have got to get some stuff going. So I'm telling you, grab a calendar, get things marked out. If you are needing ideas, you got to pick something to post every single day this month. Only not very many people see your posts. And so if you're posting and praying, that's not working a business. And I've got a few minutes. I'm gonna step on my soapbox here for just a second. Okay. So if you're posting and praying, it's not going to work. You've got to get out and start talking to people and booking parties and getting things on your calendar. So we just did a couple trainings, and I taught people, if you show me your calendar, I'll show you your paycheck. And so it's super important that you connect your calendar to your paycheck. If your calendar's full, your paycheck will be big. If your calendar is empty, your paycheck will be small. It's simple as that. And so by making sure you have events on your calendar, parties, and don't just rely on posting and praying, because that's not gonna, never again will our business work that way. It may have worked that way during COVID, may have worked that way, when we were all locked up in our home, but now life is back. People want free and half price products. Home parties are happening again. And if you don't have any home parties on your schedule, it's time to make sure you get those going again. Basket parties, home parties, office parties. You can go set up, like what Amber said, set up at somebody's office for a lunch hour and do a party there. But there are so many opportunities. So if you guys are not partying, you're missing out on probably 70% of your business this fall. It will come from parties again. And if you don't know how to do a party, that's fine. Talk to your upline, talk to your sponsor, talk to your director. Talk to somebody who's been in more than 5 years. They know how to do a party. Okay. And it's very easy and very simple. It's going and setting up a little bit of product at somebody's home and having a good evening and talking to people and upselling and really getting to know people. And so, oh, Tasha's got a first home party on the 16th. Way to go. Way to go, Tasha. That's fantastic. So how many of you guys drop a comment in the chat? Do you have any parties scheduled this fall? And if the answer is no, what's your next step? I will be working on that the rest of this week, right? So if your answer is no, then let's get working on that. get a calendar out, figure out what nights work best with your family, when you can go do some parties, and then just start asking everybody, hey, you want some free and half price products? You don't even have to say the word party. You can say snip and sniff. I can't say that. Sniff and sip. You can say, would you like to hold a scent bash? You can call it anything else that you want. You don't have to do party, because I found a lot of times when you say party, you lose people. But if you want to just say, hey, you want to have a girls' night out, want to invite some friends over, smell all the new scents, I'd love to bring everything over to your house. If you don't want to clean your house, my house is available. You could set up on a Friday night and an all-day Saturday. You could have 4 hostesses come over to your home and do a party in your own home. And so they just need to invite their friends. You can have Friday night, you can have a brunch or a morning, on Saturday, an afternoon on Saturday, and a Saturday evening. You could knock out 4 parties in a day and a half. That's how I used to do it, because people didn't want to clean their home. I didn't really want to pack up my shit and go anywhere either. So I really loved people coming over to my place. And so I was like, I'll provide the snacks, you just bring the people, okay? So think it out, just get your own setup, have an open house every single month of your own. And that is an incredible way to boost your business right away, because every new person that you meet all month long, you can invite over to your home. And so, okay. Oh, I'm over a minute. I'm sorry. I'm losing my touch. I'm just kidding. I'm out of practice. I've been gone for 3 weeks. So I hope, sorry, you guys missed me. I was at an event for 3 weeks, but thank you guys for tuning in tonight to Dreamstruck. Make sure you share the replay, share the link. We love to have you guys on. We love to share with you every week, and we wish you the best. Get your calendars full and check in with us next week. We'll see you next Tuesday. All right. Bye, everybody. Have a good night.